Mr. Tandon, thank you so much for joining us on the store.
Thank
It's
you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Very tough last year and more for all cinema exhibition businesses around the world.
Yeah,
Perhaps particularly so in India, where cinema is like a cultural phenomenon. It's like a cult. So, of course, some of the digitally enhanced customers have found alternative ways to entertain themselves. But a large section of Indian consumers really don't have access to cinema for so many months now. Now, the trouble is really for the businesses because you've got to find alternative sources of income just to survive. Luckily for Inox, you do have an alternative source of income, the F&B business, which I believe accounts for about a quarter of your revenues.
right.
You're looking to enhance that to about 35% going forward. You've onboarded on Swiggy and other food delivery platforms.
Absolutely.
What else are you doing to meet that target of 35% revenue share?
Well, Nupur, as we all know that F&B has always been a very important revenue component for us. And in the two previous financial years, F&B contributed to about 25% of our top line. And let me tell you that we are totally upbeat about the new renewed F&B roadmap, which we are rolling out. And we are quite excited about it. As you rightly said, that we have tied up with Swiggy, Zomato, with Easy Diner. So we are taking, I would say, major steps to ensure that our F&B revenues go up. We are looking at various meal options. For example, today we know that Inox has got a cafe and wine brand. We have got, I would say, a 7-star service which we offer in our insignia properties where food is concerned. We have got live kitchen in some of our properties. We have got a master chef who curates our entire menu. Vicky Ratnani, he helps us a lot in our curating of menu. So where food is concerned, I think that we are up there. Guests like our food. We have got some repeat orders when people are leaving. They want to get some food packed, which we do it for them and give it to them or send it home with them. So that's a lot of stuff we are doing where food is concerned. What we are going to offer now is different types of pulaus, different types of biryani, dal makhani, the staple Indian diet of a chana chawal or a rajma chawal. So that's something now which we are working on and that we rolled out very soon. Let me also tell you that where beverages are concerned, whether it's a juice offering, whether it's a mojitos which we have, or the introduction of the Inox special, which we call the popcorn shake, guests have received it very well, and we are getting a lot of repeat orders for those things. And we have not stopped there. We have carried it forward to the desserts also. So to satiate the sweet tooth, we have the new thing which we have a jar-based exotic desserts like tiramisu, blueberry mousse, just to name a few. So I would say that these initiatives will surely ensure that our F&B revenue goes up. And with these introduction of new menus, I'm quite optimistic that our customers will spend more on food, that will increase our SPH and potentially our revenues through F&B.
So these ready-to-eat products that you're working on, can you offer some details on the investments you might have made on this, right? The
Well,
sources.
it'd be too early for me to talk about investment. Let me tell you that a lot of kitchen trials have taken place, and whether it's for how to prepare them, how to ensure that they last long, how to ensure that when it reaches a customer's house, uh, he can just warm it up and eat. We are doing a lot of experiments where food is concerned and also on the packaging part. So, well, let me also tell you that there are no preservatives added to these food products. It's something which is just absolutely natural. And apart from the food component, Nupur, we are also looking at and working on how to serve them, how to take them to a guest's house. We are looking at premium spill, or if I can call it, leak-proof packaging for convenient experience. So with this launch of this, we will fill that critical gap which is there between the meal times, and people will be able to eat a lot of Indian food also, should they wish, apart from the continental we serve, apart from different cuisines we have. So today, let me tell you that we have about, in our megaplexes, 12 cuisines with 250 items on the menu. So we are trying to fill that critical gap, offering of meals where lunch and dinner is concerned. If somebody wants to have an Indian food with their movies or order it home.
Right. I know currently has three food service brands, if I'm not mistaken. One is the on-premise format called Unwind Cafe, then
Right.
there's Insignia, and then there's Delights. I believe the plans are to convert them into full service restaurants.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So today, what we say is that you can walk into any Inox property without a ticket, enjoy a food, and just walk out. That's how we are uh, informing our guests. This is what we're informing our guests. This is how we are looking at the entire food segment. That you come to Inox, it's like a full service restaurant. And what we are doing is we are trying to amplify the visibility uh, of our products to our non-cinema consumers. So that's something which we are working on, Nupur. And we are seeing a rapid rise, I would say, in guests visiting our premises just to eat food, to enjoy a cup of coffee, to have high tea, and with their family, friends, with their office colleagues, and just go out without even watching a movie. So that's something which we are working on. And let me also tell you, as our food outlets, our cinemas will be the first to open and the last to close. So that gives us an advantage of a day-long multi-meal service window, allowing our guests to enjoy breakfast, lunch, high tea, as I just mentioned, and dinner. And also, let me tell you that in the post-pandemic era, we know that consumers are going to uh, rely on brands that they trust, and especially in services like F&B. And we are up over there, and with all the safety protocols, so whether it's uh, told to us by the Ministry of Health or the INB Ministry or the local state or the local municipal corporations, we follow each and every COVID protocol. And we are looking at, I would say, this entire thing to leverage the connect with our guests so that they can come and experience various food offerings that we have in our properties. And as I said earlier, that this will not only strengthen our F&B revenue stream, but also take brand Inox to newer segments and newer audiences.
Right. I just wanted to understand from you the restaurant business itself has been hit so hard over the past year, right? And the model itself is very difficult to crack. Of course, India is, I agree that it's a very underserved market, even in terms of cuisine, but it's a very difficult model to crack. Even the restaurant owners, I think, are not really making substantial revenues, and then the aggregators are kind of eating into their top lines. So, what do you think? What is the advantage that you think Inox has in pulling off three different restaurant formats?
But let me tell you, it's coupled with a movie experience. So that's the main thing. When people come to us, they come for an experience. They watch a movie, they eat food with us, and they go back home. So what we are saying is that you should not eat food in a restaurant before or after the movie. You have it with us. So that's how we are telling our guests that we have various cuisines, we have various offerings, we have various menu items at different times of the day, which you can have. For example, if you want to have a papri chaat, you can have that. If you want to have a croissant, you can have that. If you want to have a high tea, one of the best teas with muffins, cupcakes, all that you can have during the evening time. So it depends what you want to eat and when you want to eat. So that's something which we are looking at. We have a large lobby, and we have got kitchen with us, we have got chefs with us, and we've got some great place to sit and savor your food. So that's something, Nupur, which I'm looking at, where people will come, and they have already started coming pre-pandemic, when we started the concept of walking into an Inox property without a ticket, enjoying your food and walking out. I would say that we had some great traction, and people really love the idea. So I'm quite confident that our food business, which is contributing 25% today, it'll surely go up and contribute to the top line in a larger way.
Okay, let's come to Inox's core competence, cinema exhibition. So the private screening innovation that you rolled out,
Yeah.
with curated content, and it's a very smart way to navigate the current restrictions on
So,
streaming, etc., and working with those restrictions. In fact, so how is that taking off?
well, if I can answer in one word, outstandingly well. So we saw after the first lockdown that people really booked cinema halls with us, and driven by a desire to offer the best and safest cinema experience, I would say we rolled this entire concept of having private viewing with your family and friends. And let me tell you, when we rolled it out last year, um, for guests who can book an entire auditorium for their birthday parties, for their anniversary celebrations, for seminars, webinars, training, workshop, corporate events, just to name a few. People really liked it, and they booked it because you have the entire auditorium for a few people. Uh, Having social distancing in today's times, when things will be better, I think that each and every seat will be sold. But now, depending on the restrictions, we are blocking the seats which are not to be sold, but still, people are liking it. People are taking the entire hall to watch a movie with maybe 10, 15 of their friends and relatives to come out and have a good time. And also, let me tell you that the pricing point is also very, very uh, affordable. We are starting bookings at for 999 for an entire auditorium. The booking can be done very, very conveniently. We can curate the offering as per your choice. So whether you want to see a movie which is currently running in the halls, or you want to see a library content which has been a blockbuster and you would like to uh, see it again with your family and friends. So we are offering different formats to our guests. And even where food is concerned, we are curating the menu as per our guest's desire. So whatever he wants or she wants, we are offering it to them. They can watch a movie of their choice. They can have a food of your choice. We can set up the ambience as per your liking. So we are taking, I would say, cinema viewing experience to a different level, where people are coming to us and they're telling us what they want for their special occasions, and we are catering it to them as per their needs.
So it sounds like you're actually extending the cinema experience into a lifestyle event
Absolutely.
for
So sorry to interrupt you here. There, we call it as watching a movie at Inox is like it's a lifetime experience. It's an experience we are giving our guest to ensure that he gets the best.
right. All right. You recently you were quoted telling investors that you're looking to open about 133 properties and 966 screens in the
Yeah.
near future, right? You said India is a very under-screened market, and Inox is extremely bullish about the prospects of the
Right.
industry. So, what are these indicators that are making you bullish about the industry?
Well, let me tell you that we have always been very bullish about the Indian film industry. We know that this is a main source of entertainment for us Indians. Um, and cinemas are here to stay. Yes, there has been an aberration. There has been a slight glitch in the last, I would say, a year and a half, but we will bounce back strongly. That's my conviction. And we as a company are very sure about that. Let me also tell you, Nupur, that we are a very underscreened nation. Um, we just have about 8 to 8.5 screens per million population. And if I look at multiplexes, it's only about uh, 2.5 to 3 multiplex screens per million population. So today we can grow a lot. We show at least 1,800 to 2,000 titles every year across the country. When I say we, means the Indian film industry. And we at Inox in FY20 showed about 1,100 unique titles. So there's an immense opportunity for everyone to grow. Uh, we Indians, as I always say, is that watching a movie is in a DNA, and that will always be there. Nobody can take that away from us. And for us, showing a movie with uh, great sound, uncompressed sound, crystal clear image in a great atmosphere, I think Inox does all that. So cinema movies are not going anywhere. When you talked about expansion, yes, this financial year we should be opening about 19 screens. I'm talking about FY22. Um, and then there are another 25 screens which could be open, but that all depends on how the COVID behaves, if I can use it that way, that what's the behavior of COVID. So it all depends on that. But going forward, we have signed lots of screens, nearly 950 screens are there, and we'll be opening them, I would say, sooner than later.
So may I ask if these screens will be, if you can offer some information on the spread of these properties, tier 2, 3, 1 metros, roughly?
All over the country. See, we are a pan-India player. We are in 19 states as we speak. So these are all over the country, whether it's a tier 1 or a tier 4. So we are spread out everywhere, Nupur, as of now. And going forward also, this pipeline will be the same.
Right. So Inox introduced India to the 4D innovation in
Yeah.
2020, but the rollout has possibly been a little slower than one would have expected. So can you offer us some insights on how the 4D experience took off, or should it have taken off as you expected to?
Well, it took off really well. And MX40, we tied up with MX40 of the US. It's an amazing technology. They have got about 10 to 12 patented effects on the armchair, apart from 6 or 7 atmospheric effects which are there in the auditorium. So I think it's done really well. We have seen the occupancy of screens which are equipped with the MX40 technology higher than the others. Um, well, I can say that we have ushered in a new level of way to watch a cinema. It's like being a part of the movie. And the technology has been very well received by all our guests, by all our patrons. It's immersive. You can feel the action. You've got built-in sensors. So whatever is there on the screen, you can feel it happening to you. And I would say that this technology has taken off and will be opening more Nupur in the next couple of years.
Right, right. Okay, finally, the elephant in the room, the OTT phenomenon. So many producers over the past year have discovered they can cut down or even eliminate theater distribution costs, and go straight to the platforms. Some analysts believe that going forward, India will be a mix of OTT and theater, and with clear segmentation of content and audience types. What is your big picture outlook?
Well, first we have to understand the difference in the type of content that is consumed in an OTT compared to in a cinema. Um, we look at OTT or we watch OTT for docudramas, documentaries, web series, or a movie which we have missed out in the hall. Because remember one thing, there's always a time lag between a movie hits a screen and it comes on an OTT platform. It's only in the last, I would say, 14, 15 months that movies have gone straight to OTT, and that too just a handful of them. As I said, that Inox alone showed 1,100 titles in FY 2020. So if 10, 20, 30 movies go on an OTT, it should not make a difference. And these were abnormal times. That's why the producers of the movie took their movies on another platform. But I'm very hopeful that when things normalize, when things get normal, everybody wants their movies to be seen on a large screen. Whether it's the person who's made it, or the talent which is in that movie, or the people who have worked hard behind the scenes to make this particular film, they all want that their product should be shown on a large screen. And I think that that will be the norm going forward, as it was in the pre-pandemic era. So I'm quite bullish about the entire thing, that the movies which have gone on OTT have gone because of different reasons rather than the inability of the screens to pull in crowd. That's only happening for the last 1.5 years, nothing else. And also, when a movie does well at the box office, that gives a lot of confidence to the producer to make better movies, to the director, to the talent, to everyone involved with that particular piece of product. And also, the performance of the movie at the box office is a barometer of how much money the producer can expect from other platforms, whether it's OTT, whether it's satellite, whether it's music rights, or any other way you can earn money out of that particular product. So OTT will stay for sure. Cinemas are not going anywhere. We'll have some great content. And I feel for movies, like a pre-pandemic, there will be a time lag between it hitting the screens and it coming on OTT.
Do you feel that the cinema theater, in India at least, will still continue to be the barometer for cinema in India?
Absolutely. And let me tell you that we at Inox have literally decouched our guests. Look at the comfort we are giving them. What we always say that we've got three pillars. We stand on technology, we stand on luxury, and we stand on service. So these are the three pillars of Inox which we have. And we are ensuring that every new property we make a great property and we give the best to the patrons and our guests who come to watch a movie with us, because they spend 2.5 hours with us. We have to give them that 2.5 hour vacation in the best possible way.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Tandon, so much for
Thank
this
you.
wonderful discussion.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.